So if you just graduated high school or you're thinking about going back to school or you want to change your career, I will help you choose the best major so that you can land your dream job that has great benefits and a good paying salary. So let's just jump right into it. When it comes to choosing a major, I always say, don't even look at the list of majors, like at all. My number one advice for you is do not think about a major. Think about the job that you want. So I'll give myself as an example. When I turned 18 and I graduated high school, I went to Indeed or Career Builder. I started looking up jobs that I want. So let's say you want to be a doctor or a lawyer. Obviously, those are easy. You know exactly the job that you want, so you can go into pre-med or pre-law. Let's say you want to be a director of fashion design company, or let's say you want to work for Vogue or you want to work for Skims. So those are just examples. So you have to know the type of title you want. Do you want to be an executive director to a fashion team? Do you want to be a finance guru at a financial firm? So it really depends on the job that you're looking for. When you go looking for a job on Indeed and Career Builder, you know what they have? Required qualifications, preferred qualifications. That's where you need to look. You need to look on the job posting websites, figure out what type of job you want, what title you want, literally search that title, and then you will pull up a list of jobs. Like thousands of jobs will populate for you. And from there, you review the required and preferred qualifications. That right there will show you, okay, if I want to be in marketing, be in finance, if I want to be a paralegal, any type of industry that you want to be in, if you review the qualifications required to get that job, you can have a pathway or a route to take when it comes to choosing your major. For instance, for me, the type of jobs that I was looking for, I only needed to have a bachelor's degree in a health-related field. So that helped me pinpoint my major to health sciences. When I went to go back to school to obtain my MBA in healthcare administration, I knew that I wanted to be a department manager or some type of hospital manager. So I went on to Indeed, I went on to Career Builder, I went on to ZipRecruiter. I searched the type of titles that I was looking for, and I reviewed the preferred qualifications and the required qualifications. And that's when I decided to obtain my MBA in healthcare administration. So once you figure out the title that you want, the job that you want, you can go into choosing your major, because choosing your major just means what type of job do you want to have with this degree? I truly believe that a lot of people are not obtaining the careers that they want or the salary that they want because they chose a major based on what they like, as opposed to choosing a major based on the job that you want to have. That's crucial. We only do this when it comes to like nursing or physicians or attorneys or anything that requires you to have a license where like, okay, I want to be a surgeon. So you know exactly the route that you have to take. Or what if you want to work in marketing at Warner Brothers? Or what if you want to design cartoons? I mean, there's a plethora of careers for us to choose from. And that's why I think it's always easier to go the route of finding the job, reviewing the qualifications, and then choosing a major that aligns with that specific career that you're looking for. So in addition to choosing the major that you want, how many classes are you going to take? That's also a big deal. So I'm a firm believer in knocking it out the way. If your brain capacity and your financial aid can cover up to 22 credit hours, I say take 22 credit hours if you can. The minimum you want to focus on is 12 credit hours, because when you start going lower than 12, then it starts to mess with your financial aid. And I'm not sure if you'll be receiving financial aid or not, but I always say that 12 is that sweet spot. 15 is average, and 22 if you really want to just finish school as soon as possible. The amount of credit hours you take, why is this important? Let me tell you why that's important. If you can juggle 5 to 6 classes in a semester and still pass, you can accomplish any task in America. You can probably be a president if you wanted to be. The point of college is, can you juggle multiple priorities at once? Can you meet the deadlines, and can you get it done? And that's when a lot of people either drop out or they can't make it because of the pressure of having to juggle multiple classes, multiple quizzes, multiple tests, multiple books to study from. But do you know why they make you do that in college? They make you do that because that's how the real world in corporate America works. We have multiple projects to manage. We have multiple deadlines to hit. So you have to be able to prioritize most important to least important, most hardest to least hardest. That's why I always say take as many classes that you can physically handle and mentally as well, because I don't want you to have a breakdown. These are the steps that you need to take to make sure that when you're at the interview for that first job, you can tell them how you manage deadlines, how you manage priorities, because that's actually a big deal. Next up, so we talked about how to choose your major, the amount of classes to take, and how you're going to juggle all of those classes. And my number 3 rule for you guys when it comes to choosing the best major or career after high school or whatever it may be, keep your eye on the money. I cannot stress that enough. Keep your eye on the money. I initially wanted to be in clinical care. I work in healthcare. I realized that it's not aligned with my financial goals. So for me, I wanted to be a physical therapist. They didn't really make a lot of money for me. Physical therapists did not make enough money for me to be like, I'm going to go get a doctoral degree in physical therapy and I'm going to practice PT. It did not align for my personal career choice. I always say make sure that you're also reviewing the salary range based on the location that you live at. Because if you live in California and you're making 150, that job is probably only going to pay you about 80 or 90 elsewhere. So you need to review the salaries based on where you live, based on where you want to work and spend the rest of your life at. The reason why this is important is because a lot of people go into majors and careers and jobs thinking they're going to make a lot of money. When they actually get hired and get their first paycheck, the money does not align with the amount of work they put in to getting that job. So this causes people to want to switch careers, to want to go back to school, to make more money. But if you already know the range of what that job pays for nationwide, not just necessarily where you're at, nationwide how much it pays and how much it pays exactly where you are residing at. It's really important because you won't have any surprises at all. Like me, for instance, I knew with my MBA, I had to make a minimum of $120,000 a year. Bare minimum. And within 2 years, I significantly surpassed that. After obtaining my MBA, I significantly surpassed the salary that I had set in my head. And I didn't just pick that salary out of nowhere. Like I said, went to Career Builder, Indeed, ZipRecruiter, looked up the titles that I wanted and reviewed the salary range for those jobs. So that's why I ballparked that number and I was able to exceed that number because I applied all of these different tactics that I am explaining. So when it comes to choosing a major, you want to start with choosing a job, choosing a career that you want. Secondly, when you're in school, you want to make sure that you're taking as many classes as possible so you can train yourself and have that discipline of being able to manage multiple priorities and multiple deadlines. And number 3, review your salary range. You have to see the career trajectory of your salary. If the career that you chose now is only averaging 50K, how much is it going to average 5 years from now, 10 years from now? So understanding how much you're probably going to make is a big deal. And that's why a lot of people go into nursing, because the nursing salary is pretty public. Everyone really knows how much you make depending on the state you live in. So a lot of people choose the route of nursing because it's a safe space. It's easier. You get your degree, you pass your license, now you have a guaranteed job. Any job can be like that if you choose the major that aligns with that job. And I'll give you a super bonus here for my very last suggestion or tip on how you can land your dream career: internships or hands-on experience. I know that they tell you to just go to school full time, don't work, but that can really impact you negatively. I'm not saying go get a full time job, but I am saying that you need to be involved in internships, whether paid or not, because you have to have that hands on experience. Without having hands on experience and you only have education, it will be very hard for you to excel in your career. In order to grow your career, you'll also need to have hands on experience. So, for instance, for me, I was in the healthcare field, so I became a certified nursing assistant. That allowed me to have hands on clinical care experience. If you want to become an attorney, you might want to intern at a law firm. If you want to go into marketing, you might want to intern or maybe have like a part time job as a social media marketer or work for a marketing company so they can teach you the nuances of that business. If you are interested in any type of career in America, you have to have hands on experience. Because once you have that hands on experience and the college degree, that will already boost your salary higher than someone that's an entry level grad that needs additional training. Those are my tips for you on how you can choose the best major to maximize your career and to land your dream job. I will also make a video about negotiating your salary, which I think is the best, because if you're not good at negotiations, then you're probably going to be lowballed by capitalists. And you know, this is a very capitalist YouTube page where we teach about entrepreneurship and business and everything you need to financially excel in life. So, with that being said, you have to learn how to negotiate a salary. And the only way that you can have the upper hand is by choosing a great major, having realistic expectations, and having a superb resume and having that hands-on experience. Hands-on experience is key in this world. It goes even further than college degrees in most cases. And that's why even when you're becoming a doctor or going to medical school, they expect you to have, years of residency and years of fellowship, because you have to have that hands-on experience, because you learn through doing, not just reading and learning. As humans, we learn through action. We learn through doing. We learn visually, most of us. Those are my tips. I wish you all the best in your college and career journey. I will make my next video on how you can negotiate your salary when it comes to landing your dream job. Have a great day and thank you for watching. Bye.